get aggressive and get one of those guys.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see. Once again, that's a Cubs-Cardinals series this weekend here coming up, so we'll have that for you on KCIM. Let's talk a little baseball. Kuemper baseball this year, of course, it's been an up-and-down weather spring. I mean, how brutal has it been for you guys? But you guys have a little advantage at Kuemper.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. They finished that field house 3 years ago, and it's big enough in there for us to get 30 guys in there and get a lot done. And, we've had our practice times, but at Kuemper, we have so many other successful sports going on. Girls soccer still going. Golf went deep. Tennis was very good, so we have to share with them, but it's a great asset for us. And, we did get some time. Scott Parcher's back at the stadium working in there, and he keeps it very good shape. And we can still hit outside, and, he's very good about letting us on the field. But sharing it with Carroll High and the Merchants. Merchants coming to town this week, too. It's going to be kind of it's tough, but we make it work.
Yeah, we'll talk about that traffic that happens on that field here in just a minute. But go back to the field house. How quickly can you transform that from like tennis into a baseball practice facility? What does it take?
Oh, it doesn't take very much at all. Matt Gredeman has the tennis guys in there, and they'll pull the posts, and away we go. I mean, it's right there. Drag them behind, and the nets come down for the baseball. It doesn't take hardly anything. Matter of 10 or 15 minutes, we can have it set up for baseball or tennis or basketball or whatever really works. It's really a great facility. If anybody hasn't had a chance to see that, you really need to see it. It's really nice. And if you went to the Kuemper Ball, they use it as an event center too. So it really serves a lot of great purposes for us. So
anybody else have that kind of facility available to them?
Well, my son Reese goes the morning side.
I mean, on the kind of high school level.
The Des Moines area has it, and the bigger schools all have one. But to get into this size, no.
No. You go to Orange City and up in that area where they share with the colleges. Some people, where they share with colleges, there are places available, but not around here.
Yeah. Let's talk about, so far, your team. I got a young one this year, only 2 seniors on the team this year. That is so un-Kuemper-like.
Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of the forte anymore. It's just hard to get seniors to play, and it's something all of us coaches talk about all the time. And we've played 4 games, and I've talked to, of those, Spirit Lake, Red Oak, and Clarinda, they all had 4 to 5 kids off their team last year that did not decide to come back, and they were all primetime players.
Wow.
And, it's everybody. It's their choice as seniors not to play for whatever reason. It's their choice as underclassmen to specialize on maybe basketball or something, or it's their choice just to take the summer off. I mean, it's just the way it goes. Our numbers are very good. We have 38 kids, which is about 8 or 9 more than we usually get. But our older kids, it's really hard to keep them out.
So a lot of the surrounding states have spring baseball. I know there's been discussions of baseball and softball moving to spring and maybe swapping. Do you think that would help your numbers, or is that something you guys aren't even interested in? It'd cut into your farming time probably.
Yeah, everything cuts into that, but that's okay.
Well, he hasn't been doing much farming lately, so.
Yeah. Get your airboat.
Just chasing the ducks out of the planter line. But, that's always talk. I think we may be the only state, and Mr. Pomeroy can call in and tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I think we're the only state left that plays summer baseball, and I would really like us not to change that. I think maybe a possibility would be to move like tennis and golf to the fall or something in that nature. I know that'd be more competition for football, which numbers seem to be falling in that too a little bit, but I really like the summer program. Obviously the weather is always a factor, but we're just figuring out, we've got one rain out with Harlan already. We're going doubleheader. Tonight's a single with Lewis Central. We're probably going to doubleheader. There's all kinds of ways around the weather thing if we work at it, but
and sports specialization has taken a chunk from you guys, too.
Yeah.
Because everybody uses the summertime to work on other sports.
The basketball is huge. There's lots of basketball camps. But and we have guys go to football, and we've had them in the past, and we just tell them, give us plenty of heads up. Let us know you're going, and you can go. But when you come back, you've got to realize that, you've missed, so you have to sit a little bit. But we don't discriminate. We want the kids out. We'll do whatever we can to make them out. We've talked about making them pitchers only. You only pitch during the weekend, every weekend's off, or vice versa, or whatever we can do to get guys to multi-sport. Coaches and I talked about this the other day, that we looked at all our guys, and every one of them is a multi-sport athlete. So we got, with our numbers at Kuemper, and they're pretty good, but we still need all our guys participating in all sports.
Now, talk about your youth. It's always fun when you get those young guys playing. You have a lot of enthusiasm. You got to kind of bite your lip a little bit because you know you're going to have some errors. You hope maybe they're aggressive errors, but talk about how fun it is with the young guys when they first get out there.
Well, you don't have to worry about parking spots because they're not old enough to drive to the game. So you can park right up front. But our guys, yeah, it's fun. It's fun coaching young guys. And, they're going to make mistakes, and we just encourage them to make mistakes. If they're not afraid to make mistakes, then they'll stick their nose in and they'll get after it. So, yeah, it's fun. But the other thing that's really rewarding is seeing our couple seniors that we have and our older kids. We have a few juniors, too, that take that leadership role and take those guys under their arm and, hey, tell them, what, that's not the first time that's ever happened when something bad happens.
Yeah.
So
Let's
they have
go
all
watch
that
my
stories.
highlight film.
Exactly. It's all good. And they're young. We looked around the field the other night when we went to Spirit Lake, and we had 4 sophomores and a junior on the infield. Or sometimes it's 5 sophomores and a junior.
Yeah, when has that ever happened?
But it's exciting as long as we can keep those guys interested.
Talk about there's been some rule changes the last couple of years, like pitch counts, things like that. Everybody's kind of gotten used to that. How do you like it, the rule? Do you see any changes coming there?
Well, I'm very fortunate. I got Coach Klink working with me, and he's a numbers guy, and he's a teacher up at school, and he's technology savvy, and he can do all these things, and he keeps track of all that for me the last 3 years. So I'm very lucky.
Well, you got a regular phone, though. It's not a flip phone.
Yeah, but I don't know how to run that.
Oh, okay.
And,
That's just for show.
that's just something I carry around so you guys think I'm in technology mode. But anyway, as far as the numbers go, I think, in the past we may have overloaded guys. And I can see it from going to college games the last couple of years that the college coaches, they need a fresher arm to work because they're really taxing them pretty good there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's a good thing. It makes us develop more pitching. It makes us think about things a little bit more. Maybe going lighter with kids on the number early in the year, and so they last at the end.
There's more opportunities for those kids that do want to explore the pitching realm.
And that's true, too. The kids see that, hey, this guy's only going to be able to throw so many